Joining us on the line right now from your Fox News channel, Bret Baier. And Bret, you have a big special coming up where we're going to hear stuff that we have not heard yet about that night in Benghazi when our diplomatic outpost came under attack. Tell me a little bit about what you have in store for us in this special report.
Good morning. It's the first time we hear from guys who were on the ground, who fought in that battle. CIA contractors who were there that night watched two of their teammates.
Bret, we're losing you. With your signal there, just for a moment.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, now you're coming back. You're near a window or something there. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's much better.
These guys talk out for the first time, and they saw two of their teammates die that night, right next to them, on the top of the CIA annex. I've said, and I said last night, I've hosted 34 of these one-hour specials for Fox News in my 18 years, and this has been the most compelling.
All right, I want to take a moment and just play a clip that you have already played on the air that gives us some sense of exactly what we're going to hear. Now, remember, these are security contractors working for the CIA. They're at the CIA facility. The nearby diplomatic outpost is under attack, and these guys are ready to go and help within minutes of the attack beginning over at the diplomatic outpost. Here's a little clip from the special.
We're starting to get calls from the State Department, guys, saying, hey, we're taking fire. We need you guys here. We need help.
After being repeatedly told to wait, the security team says they defied orders and headed to the besieged consulate on their own. They asked repeatedly for armed air support, which never came. Looking back, the team believes that if they hadn't been delayed for nearly half an hour, things might have turned out differently.
If I gave you that 30 minutes back, would Ambassador Stevens and Sean Smith be alive today?
Yes, they would still be alive. My gut is yes.
You in on that?
I'd strongly believe if we'd have left immediately, they'd still be alive today.
And the reason, Bret Baier, that they didn't leave earlier is that there was a guy in charge of the CIA facility described only as Bob who said, nope, you can't go. You need to stand down.
Yeah, Bob was the station chief. The reason they don't reveal his name is that he still works for the CIA. And they say he was on the phone with someone, and they believe Washington. And he told them 3 times to stand down, using those words. You cannot go. And they finally disobeyed that order and got their team and went. They were the people who pulled Sean Smith's body out of the diplomatic compound under fire where the residence was, where he perished, and they could not find Ambassador Stevens. They came under another attack and made their way back to the CIA annex 1 mile away. And to hear their play-by-play of this battle, it's really remarkable. And it's also remarkable to hear them talk about the lack of security at the diplomatic mission, the diplomatic facility, and how concerned they were and kept on, and even Ambassador Stevens, they said, was worried about it.
And Bret, remind me again, because I've heard mixed messages about this, who ultimately was responsible for the security at that facility, the CIA, the Defense Department, or the State Department?
The State Department for the diplomatic facility where Stevens and Smith were. The CIA, basically, for the CIA annex, and they had these contractors that were part of the security team. The CIA annex was far more well secured than the diplomatic facility was. They call it the consulate, by the way, even though technically the administration quickly said it was not a consulate because, believe it or not, under law, they were supposed to protect the consulate much more completely than this facility was.
Yeah. Bret Baier, it's such an important story, and thank you for doing it, and I can't wait to watch it tonight in full at 10 o'clock. Tell me this, and I listen, you're a fantastic reporter, and I'm glad that you got this get, but I'm shocked that this information hasn't come out through the hearings that we've already been having. You know, we keep being told by the Democrats and by defenders of the administration that we've had so many hearings and there's been so much information. Has anyone in Congress, either behind closed doors or in open session, heard this testimony?
Well, they've heard from these guys behind closed doors, and I think only one committee did. I think it was the House Intelligence Committee. Why this hasn't factored into some of their reporting, I can't answer that. That's the best part about this hour, is that there is no Washington back and forth. There is no Republicans say this, Democrats say this. There is no, what does this mean for Hillary Clinton? This is their story, in their words, and, you know, it's something we haven't heard. I think there will be more stories to be done about how these so-called investigations have gone, considering what we're hearing now. And I think, who knows where this Benghazi Select Committee goes, but clearly they're watching as well.
Well, I can't wait to hear the entire story, and thank you so much for staying on. And they also have a book coming out, do they not?
They do. Next week, it's called 13 Hours. The real story behind Benghazi. It's by Mitchell Zukov. And, you know, they're writing a book. The reason they said they did it was to honor their friends, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty, who died right next to them.
Incredibly brave guys who stood there, and not only did they want to help, they eventually defied orders to go and give these people help over at the Diplomatic Outpost. A tremendous story. Bret Baier, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing the special.
10 p.m. tonight and a number of times over the